House hunting in Germany can be a very daunting task, and to be honest, very frustrating, because for one thing, it feels like everyone is always looking for an apartment. Now, you first need to know that the German housing market is largely a rental one, because more than half the population rent instead of own their own homes. Now, before we talk about the tips to find these apartments, let's first talk about where to search for these apartments in the first place. Now, there are various platforms to search for apartments, but the top ones are Immobilien Scout 24, Imo Welt, eBay Kleinanzeigen, and Housing Everywhere. There are several other ones anyway, but these are the top most popular ones. Now, if you're looking for a shared apartment, you want to be searching in places like WG Gesucht or WG Suche. These two places are really big on shared apartments. If you are solely focused on already furnished apartments, then you might want to be searching in places like Wunderflat. It's also very good for short stay rentals and things like that. Now, let's get into the tips. First things first, you need to put together all your documents. There are certain documents that almost every landlord is going to ask you for. So it's good that you have them already, so that your search, when the ones that ask for it, you can have it ready to send to them immediately. Now, these documents are your last 3 pay slips, your work contract, because don't be sure that you are working, that you're earning something to, pay for the rent. But then I realized that you don't even have to send them the work contract itself. You might send them a confirmation, employment confirmation from your company, if your company provides that for you. So, for example, my office, you could easily just print it out, and there they will state that you're employed with this company for so length of time if it's a temporary work, or for an indefinite length of time if it's a permanent job. The next thing they'll ask for you is your Schufa credit. So Schufa credit, if you already know this or if you don't know this, is what shows your credit worthiness. They want to see that a recent Schufa credit. So they wouldn't want to see something that is older than 3 months old. Now you need to make sure you apply for that and have that ready with you. Next document they would ask for is your reference letter from your previous landlord. Now there's this thing they do where they want to be sure that you're not a troublesome tenant. They want to make sure that you pay on time, you don't give headache and stuff like that. Your previous landlord is going to be vouching for you in this case, and that document is called, I need to read it out so that I don't make mistake with the document. It's called Mietschuldenfreiheitsbescheinigung. Mietschuldenfreiheitsbescheinigung. It's a very long word. It's a very long word, but yeah, that's it. You need to make sure that you've gotten that from your previous landlord. Now, like I said before, you can use an employment confirmation instead of your work contract. This would make sense, especially if you are new to the job, because a lot of landlords, if they see that you have only been on this job for less than 6 months, they might be worried that, what if you don't get the job eventually? I mean, what if you don't pass your probation period eventually? So to take that out of to clear that out, you need to make sure that, or you need to have that work confirmation letter instead of a work contract. That's just a tip. You don't have to do that, but I think it would be much more helpful if you are new in the job, if you have not been in your current workplace for up to 6 months. Now, the next tip is to write a self-introduction. Now, usually when you search for these apartments in different sites, they want you to write like a short note, to introduce yourself. It's good that you already have this written down properly. This introduction is some sort of a cover letter, in a way, to say that, okay, this is my name, this is what I do, how old I am, blah, blah, blah. Things like that, to just give your prospective landlord a general overview of the kind of person that you are. They want to get a feel of who you are even before they meet you in person, although they are going to eventually meet you in person, but they want to get the feel of that. How you put together, how you present yourself can also influence if they would get to you to say, come for a house viewing, and all of that. It's good you have this already written and saved somewhere, so that every time you need to have that sent, you just copy and paste, so you don't have to do this process over and over and over again. You just copy and paste and probably change the name of the person you're writing it to. Another thing some people have found to be very helpful is to pay for premium membership for these search platforms. The platforms I've told you previously, the Immobilien Scout, Immovelt, and all of that, they have premium packages. So now these premium members get all the notifications on time. There are certain properties that the regular members are not able to access or are not able to write to the owner for. Maybe the landlord has already said that as what they want as their part of their requirements. So some people find that this has been very helpful. So that could be another tip. That could be another helpful tip for you to to try out. Now, next thing, it's important that you apply for any apartment that immediately you see the apartment and you like it, just apply for it. Don't be thinking, do I send it? Once you just see it and you think, okay, this is something that you might like. In fact, even if you don't even think you might like it, apply for it anyway. Even if you don't take it eventually, that's okay. But once you see an apartment, apply for it, because there's so many people who are waiting in the middle of the night. They're keeping their eyes are open, waiting. Once it just pops up, they just fight immediately. So the moment you get a notification for an apartment, you should just quickly apply, fast fingers kind of thing. Now, this tip is very important. Tell people that you're looking for an apartment. Tell your friends, tell your colleagues at work, tell everyone. If I want to have a conversation with someone, 1, 2, 3, 4, tell them I'm looking for an apartment. The reason is because sometimes you might not even get to hear of certain apartments. Some people know someone who knows someone who knows another person, that's probably moving out. And this person can easily connect you with their landlord, and they don't have to go through the hassle of finding, having to screen for tenants, blah, 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 and all of that. A lot of times, it's easier for both the landlord and for you as well, that they just meet one person and they just say, okay, I like this person, and just give the person the apartment. So, very, very important. For us, for example, that's how we actually got the apartments we got. We got 2 apartments, like I said in one of my previous videos, and we got them by word of mouth. Some people, we just told a few persons we are looking for an apartment, and one day we're having a conversation with a few friends, and I say, oh, I know someone who is moving out, and that was it, and we got an apartment. Of course, we have gotten a lot of viewings from all these other apps, and all those plenty recommendations and all, but the particular one that we did eventually take, we got it through word of mouth. So word of mouth is very, very important. Tell them, don't do anything in secret. Don't be hiding the fact that you're looking for an apartment. Tell people, because it might just take a lot of the work away from, a lot of the work and time, in fact, that's going to take for you to find an apartment. Super, super important. Now, like I always say, searching for an apartment is like searching for a job. It takes a lot of patience, so just relax. Take your time. Don't expect that you start to find an apartment now and you find it tomorrow. So be patient with both yourself and the people who you'll be talking to, either landlords or agents and things like that. Relax. You eventually find the apartment anyway. It might just take some time. But you should know that the more picky you are, the more difficult it is for you to find something. So in the beginning, you might have a lot of things on your list. You want to have this, balcony, that, and all those many things. The more things you want to have, the more difficult it is to find them, because of course, a lot of people also want those things that you're looking for. So if you're more picky, the less chance it is. Not to say that you shouldn't be picky, but just bear it in mind and be patient while you are looking for these apartments. Some people also do what they call a short stay, temporary apartment kind of thing. So they do a short stay, maybe that short stay for like 6 months. They stay there while they take their sweet time to look for an apartment that suits what they actually want. So that could be another way to go about looking for your apartment that fits all the things that you have written on your list. Now, I wish you all the best in your house search. And if this video has been helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it to other people who are also looking for apartments. And if you haven't subscribed, come on, it's free. Please do that. And thank you very much. Now, till I see you next time, do have a fantastic, fantastic day. Bye.